Hello everyone and welcome. This is General History and this is episode or part 19 of my Ultimate General Civil War playthrough. I think it's 19. We are currently fighting the Battle of Second Bull Run. We are trying to push our forces forward and take Dugan Ridge. We just took Chin Ridge. Dugan Hill? Which one are we trying to do? Actually, we took Dugan Ridge in the last battle as well. Now we are moving on Henry House Hill, which was sort of the last line of defense. Now this is where the Union would sort of make its stand the rest of the day as the Union, because at this point they decide that it's time to fall back. They need to get their forces out of here. The Lee's counterattack with Longstreet's corps pushes them backwards. So now it's time to retreat. What I'm going to start doing is moving my forces of Stonewall's brigade, at least those on the left. I might move a few, as well as some of those brigades from that I got from Johnson's corps forward as well as maybe some of the artillery. But most of my corps from Jackson's division are really weak at this point. So now we're trying to push on Henry House Hill with my more fresh units from my two other corps, Johnson and Longstreet. Try and get them across and attacking. Longstreet's all the way back here. Bragg broke. So a lot of my forces from these two corps, though, are extremely weak in terms of the weaponry that they have. Unfortunately, it's not very. They don't really have the best guns. In fact, I believe 90% of them only have farmers' rifles. I guess the Louisiana Tigers aren't too bad off either. I can move them forward. Actually, no, we won't move them forward. We'll move forward some of these artillery batteries to support. How is Battle being flanked? Base shift forces. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move back some, just in case, I'm going to move back some of these units that have taken extreme casualties to the wood line here. Oh, wow. Okay, so they actually do have a good amount of forces to the north near Sudley Ford. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and just move all my forces back. Daryl Siegfried is killed. Let's get the Tigers back. Counter battery that battery. It's in the wood line there. Move the Irish Brigade up. Charge with Shaw. Get the Alabama Brigade up on their rear. Oh wow. Move these two brigades. Then we'll cross with these two. I don't know what happened to my cavalry unit. Didn't I have a cavalry unit down here? Thought I did. Oh shit. No. Wonder if they ended up. Wonder if I wasn't paying attention and they ended up dying. That's probably what happened. So I'm sort of taking Henry Hill here without much of a fight. Now, like I said, historically the Union would retreat to Henry House Hill and sort of hold off the Confederate onslaught. Alright, shot it. Ooh. Alright, we're beginning to sweep them from the field. Oh, look at Castle still out there. battle down with Meager. A couple of these batteries forward. Johnson forward. Bring their supplies forward. And like I said, at this point, Longstreet's assault really came through for the Confederates. They would continue to push the Union back. Stonewall Jackson would eventually get out of his fortifications and launch it into an assault as well. A lot of people like to put a lot of blame on Jackson because they did have a opportunity to totally crushed the Union Army here, and they just unfortunately didn't do this, mainly because, like I said, Jackson's forces were so slow to respond and get on the assault. Now, like I said, a lot of historians like to blame Jackson for this. I would sort of argue against blaming Jackson, simply because at this point in the battle, Jackson's forces had held off for over 2 days. In fact, that attack by Porter on the left-hand side, actually, his forces, before A.P. Hill came rushing in, who unfortunately died during this battle, not in the historical sense, but in this particular game, he died earlier. I believe that was last episode. A.P. Hill would eventually fill in the gaps on the Confederate right, but not before the Confederate right was almost completely out of ammo, to the point where they were actually throwing rocks in order to help stave off this onslaught by the Union, this sort of Union advance. Just pound that artillery. Just pound them. Just trying to sort of make a more concise line here. It's sort of all over the place as I'm advancing. I'm beginning to hit heavy Union artillery. In fact, I'm wondering if I should just pull back. Maybe start consolidating forces on Henry House Hill. Now that I'm back, that is what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start holding. Battle, you get back there as well. Hold. Everybody hold. I'm gonna start shifting some of these forces to Henry House Hill. Here comes Buford's cavalry. Let's go ahead and put some shots in on them. Sort of doing a retreat here. There's no reason to keep pushing. I really don't want it to keep taking all these casualties. So I'm sort of just pulling that back my pen. We got to hold Stony Ridge and Henry Hill for an hour. I think we can do that. I think we have ample enough troops to do that in the right positions. Union is going to have to sort of break away anyway. Well, dang dog. Union's going to have to break away anyway to and decide which way they're gonna go. So we're just gonna keep retreating these forces. Like I said, sort of take up positions on Henry Hill. Maybe leave Siegfried on this hill, on Dugan Ridge. Shoot him. Because this was a costly battle for me. I can't remember how many troops I'm supposed to get if I win this battle. Don't think it's going to be enough to recuperate all my losses that I've taken. Because well, hold on, let's just see, where are all my commanders? So here's Johnson. He lost 25% of his corps. I've lost almost 50% of this corps. And each one of these corps, I think, had about 20,000 men. And then Longstreet, where's Longstreet? Where's Longstreet? Oh, there he is. Longstreet's only lost about 5%, so that's not too bad. So I'm sort of taking up the same positions I was taking up during the first Battle of Bull Run. Can't seem to get the Grant's force there. There we go. Alright, so 30 minutes left to hold on. Let's go ahead and fast forward. Like I said, I don't see them really putting up a good enough fight to be able to break through. Buford keeps testing hope down there. Hector, you get up on the hill, don't stand there in the middle of nowhere. Oh no, Siegfried is starting to get rushed. $19 more minutes left to go. Alright, let's go ahead and move all these forces back. Move Siegfried onto Chin Ridge. And we'll fast forward last 14 minutes. But then again, I also had a lot of troops in reserve to begin with. And I was also reading, some people online suggest only having corps up to 15,000. Or actually starting with high corps, like max out your corps to begin with. Or not corps, but your brigades to begin with. And then like sort of narrow it down from there. And then have a max brigade of 15,000, if that makes any sense. Okay, so we won. I don't want to take any more casualties, so let's finish this battle. Victory at Second Bull Run. Things didn't really work out the historical way, but it still happened. So as you can see, they had a lot of commanders on this battle. Irving McDowell, Siegel, Porter, Reno, Heinzelman, Sturgis, although no Pope. So they attacked for 69,000. We had 53,000. They lost 31,000 troops to our 16,000 infantry. A lot of infantry lost there. Which historically, the Union lost about 14,000, almost 14,500 troops, with almost 1,800 of them being killed. The Confederates would lose about half that. They would lose about 7,000 troops, and with only about 10,000 being killed. Now, like I said, Longstreet sent Richard Anderson's division to try and break Henry House Hill. They were sort of able to do that, but the Union was able to hold on long enough to allow a withdrawal back to Centerville. even with Jackson's troops supporting, they weren't able to trap the Union Army. Like I said, Jackson takes a little bit of flack nowadays for not being able to do just that, not being able to take the hill and trap the Union forces. Now, victory-wise, Lee wins a great victory here at 2nd Manassas, one of his greatest victories, but he is unable to destroy the Union Army, which was his goal. And he will take flack for this. Not so much during the war, but after the war. Longstreet takes flack for his cautious approach. Like I said, Lee wanted to attack that first day, several times that first day, or second day really. But Longstreet advises against it. Longstreet then takes a lot of fire for this after the war, saying that he was too cautious in his approach, and that if he had attacked, it could have been they could have destroyed Pope's army. McClellan also comes under fire for his role in battle, which was he had no role. Some of his forces would come under fire that did participate in the battle for sort of undermining Pope's authority, and then of course Pope would eventually be relieved of command of the Union Army of Virginia. He was sent to Minnesota to deal with the Indians during the Dakota War. But the biggest thing about what happens after Bull Run is Lee goes on the offensive. He's now decided, him and Jefferson Davis now decide that this is the time to go on the offensive. The Confederacy from this point forward would no longer fight an offensive war. Their idea is now to go on the offensive and drive into Maryland. So that is the second Battle of Bull Run, and that's sort of the factors or the things that would end up having a factor on the rest of the war. So like I said, we completed all of our goals. We did incur a lot more casualties, almost 50% more casualties on them. The Innocent Brigade were our best, if you could call it that. Wow, look at those casualty numbers. The Butcher's Bill was high for this one, and Lafayette McClaw was wounded. Promoted. We got some promotions there. We lose Manuel Scott. I forget he was in charge of. We got some lieutenant colonels and colonel promotions. We lost Siegfried. Siegfried was with us from the beginning. He actually was there at the Port Potomac battle. Not Port Republic, but that very first battle we fought, the Port Potomac battle. Or Potomac Fort battle. Bragg, Ector, Harris, Hall. It doesn't say anything about A.P. Hill, but I do remember seeing that A.P. Hill had died. I don't know what happened there. So we're gonna have a lot of officers to replace, because like I said, I don't know what happened to all the rest of the officers. We captured a lot of Springfields. That's gonna help bolster some of our troops, some of those forces that took a lot of casualties just based on the weapons that they had. Some Sharps, some more Napoleons, 10-pound ordnance rifles. That's going to help. We recovered a lot of our Mississippi and Whitworth. We're going to need those to rebuild the sharpshooters. 2,000 of our smoothbores returned. Some farmers, hunters, some Patton Enfields. So that'll be good. Ooh, and 3 10-pound Parrott rifles. Some Smiths. Some of our reboard farmers' muskets, 6-pounders. I want to try I think I'm going to want to try and upgrade that 6-pound field battery. Alright, so let's take a look at the Butcher's Bill and try and rebuild my army. We did get 2 career points and plus 15 reputation, more money and more men. There we go. So like I said, I think what I'm going to do is make my new brigade side 50. We did also lose the Old Guard, so we're gonna have to eventually make another Old Guard. We lose our Stonewall Brigade commanders. As you can see, we have a lot of men, although we do get some of our men. Lafayette McClaw was wounded. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put Richard Ewell in charge.
Yes,
We lost Parrott, but we got back Nathan Forrest, so we'll put him in charge. Bloody 8th, we'll put Preston. with one of our original guys. We'll put him in charge of them. The Irish Brigade. Oh look, we got Taliaferro, who was actually would have been injured during the battle. Who was our? Because I like getting these guys, so we'll go ahead. Lewis Armstead as well. Barksdale. Oh wait, no. So who do we want to put in charge? We gotta go Richard Garnett. We'll put him in charge of the Irish Brigade. Second Corps, we lost Siegfried. We'll put Cook in charge. Grant, we'll go ahead and put Barksdale in charge. Scott, we'll put... Do we lose any division commanders? No. Okay. So Scott, we'll put Armistead in charge of.
Sir, yes, sir!
Alright, so my new brigade size, like I said, is going to be 15,000. First and foremost, let's go ahead and... I think I want to go ahead... Yeah, so this is what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and make my army organization up to 7. That's going to give me another division in each corps, and that's also going to allow me to put 5 brigades. I think I already have 5 brigades in each division. Yeah. And 25,000 max brigade size. So like I said, from what I read, somebody gave me a good idea of basically maxing out your brigade size to begin with, and then let them whittle down. It becomes cheaper to reinforce units because, like, I won't reinforce the Stonewall Brigade this turn. I'm going to leave them at 18,029 men, and once they get under 1,500 men, that's when I'll keep them at 1,500. So you start off at 25,000 now, and you just let them keep their veterancy. The idea is that you'll keep their veterancy by not having to put any rookies in. You're not wasting money on veterans. You're also not wasting their experience by putting, rebuilding them up with troops. So, like the Bloody Eighth, I'm going to have to, I'll have to give them rookies, so they're going to lose some experience. But, by only keeping them at 15, I'm not going to have to spend any money on veterans. Wise Legion, though, I probably am. See, I just like this idea of having the assault course, morale, melee, and stamina. So like I said, wow, yeah. The Wise Legion took a lot of casualties. We're only going to be able to replace like 100 men of that. But we're going to get them back up to 15,000.
Yes, sir.
The Innocents, again, another brigade, but we might be able to get them, we'll almost get them up to 15,000 without having to use any veterans. Louisiana Tigers, we should be able to replace with our rookies, get them up to 15,000. And they get their promotion. Force Cavalry, oh god. It's always so expensive to get these guys just back up to 400. But I want at least 400 men. The Manassas Battery, they didn't take any well, they took some men casualties, but they didn't lose any guns. We did forget to put the Lynchburg back up.
Yes, sir.
And I want to keep them as veteran as possible, though. Constance Corps, Stamina, Spotting, and Stealth. Okay, definitely want to do marksman training for my sharpshooters. Oh wait, I said. So we can get 95. Actually, what we'll do, because it's going to be expensive to replace them. So we can almost get them back up to a 500-man brigade. 25,000 though it costs to replace them. Oh, Dominion Guard. My dog is going crazy in the background. Actually, Billy Smith's pretty much going to need all veterans, but not too many men. We'll go ahead and give them all rookies. I know they were close to getting their second star, but oh well. And we won't have to use too many veterans on this unit either. They get their promotion. And the Yorktown battery. Get them back up to 16 guns. Alright, so now we gotta replace that infantry brigade. Actually, what we'll do, we'll actually move the Alabama brigade and put the Irish brigade in this brigade. And then we'll take this whole 1st division and move them to the 1st Corps. That will give them up to four divisions in the 1st Corps. And we'll go ahead and replace these troops as well. Get them up to 15,000. Don't need to do that with him. So most of these troops should be free. Don't need to replace him. Okay, they didn't lose any individual men. Alright, so that's the 1st Corps. The 1st Corps is completely filled out again. Now we're moving on to the 2nd Corps, who did take some casualties. But we can pretty much replace them as well. They did lose their. So I actually lost both my cavalry brigades. Ugh. I think I'm just gonna replace them with palmettos. Oh wait, what? Move Armistead, Kitching up to that 1st brigade or 1st division. Oop. Cancel. Oh wait, Schultz. Sorry, Barksdale. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Forgot that they became the 1st brigade when they were actually the 2nd. So okay, because I want to keep the 2nd brigade sort of my light brigades or division. Sorry. So get them up. Get a new cavalry brigade for them. Go ahead and replace Pogue's men. Get them back up to 15. Which wasn't too expensive. Then move the Texas brigade in. And then do the same thing where we just move. Oh wait. We'll go ahead and actually move both the divisions in. Okay, so no. Nope, don't need to replace anybody there. Oh wait, move him. Okay. Now all we have to do is make some new infantry brigades. So what we're gonna do is keep them cheap, but like I said, just max them out with 25,000. Basically, just allow them to come back down, if that makes sense, to 15,000. Like I said, that way they don't lose any experience, and while they're gaining this experience, we're not wasting money on more expensive guns. That way, once we get them to that 15,000 man mark, that's when we can sort of start giving them the better weapons. And like I said, they should be pretty well experienced by then. I just realized I need to bring Armistead up to 15,000. So that's the idea anyway. Like I said, give them these cheap rifles. Just sort of fill them out. Now we are going to have to go to the barracks. No, armory. And take a look at selling some of these guns I know I'm not going to use. Such as these Sharps and these Smiths. We'll keep the Colts, just in case. Just to keep, like I said, I'm going to be giving my cavalry the cheap palmettos, except for my 1st Division cavalry. They're going to have the better guns. So... I don't really have enough guns to start equipping. So like I said, I want to equip that one battery in my 1st Division. I think it's the Lynchburg. Yeah, with these 6-pound field. I eventually want to sell these. I shouldn't have actually brought them back up, because I want to give them the better cannons now. Because they have, these have 12 pound, these have 10 pound howitzers, 12 pound howitzers. Well, actually, how much is it going to cost? I have 9 in shop. It's going to cost 10,000 to replace them. So let's go ahead and just replace them. So now they have 10 pounders. Now we'll go to the shop, sell off all my 6 pounders. Gives me another $8,000. That's not too bad. Alright. So there we go. First brigade is all filled out, or first division. Now I just gotta, first corps, sorry. Now I just gotta give all these guys their promotions. Lane gets his promotion. And I don't think I have enough money to fully fill out. So I think I'll just wait. Unless, actually, so let me go through, take a look at some of these 15,000 man brigades. See what we have in terms of what weapons they have, because going to my army, what do we have a lot of? We have a lot of those Springfields that we ended up capturing, so we can basically equip about 5 brigades with these new Springfields that don't already have good guns. I do want to replace these Lorenzes then, so we'll place the Lorenzes in that brigade. Replace the Lorenzes. Because the Lorenz isn't a bad rifle, it's just not going to be as good as the Springfield. Now, it does have better melee, but they don't reload as quickly, so I'd rather have to reload. They all have Mississippi's, which is fine. These guys have a little bit more. But I'll still have enough. Yeah, I'll still have enough to equip 2 more brigades. Go ahead and get them out of those reboard. Okay, and then what I'll do is equip Cook and Battle with the new 1855s. Alright. So my first corps has all pretty much good guns except for Meager. Let's see, although we can go ahead and, what does he have right now? Yeah, Springfields. We'll go ahead and give him some of these Lorenz rifles.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so yeah, my whole first corps now is back to being completely rifled, so that's still going to be my sort of elite brigades, or yeah, brigades, my sort of elite guards corps. So what we'll do now is go through, go ahead and give them Lorenz. Give them Lorenz. Wait, did I not? Oh, shoot. I thought I gave, oh well. I'll give Armistead's men. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Do I have anything else? Let's see. It's going to cost too much to equip them with the pattern Enfields. So that's all I can do at the moment, it looks like. Except for giving out some of these, replacing some of these farmers at least with some of these smooth bores. They have smooth bores already, they have farmers. I don't know if I want to give them good rifles yet just because they're such a large division. I guess all these guys are. Springfields. I'll give them out to some of the smaller divisions first. I guess they're all pretty large at this point. Springfields. Can I do one more brigade with Springfields? Do I have enough? Yeah, okay, so they'll get Springfields as well. So about half of my second corps at least have smooth bores instead of the farmers. Yeah. So now I can start building out my second corps, or my third corps, giving them at least, get some of these generals in. I know it's going to cost me money, but should be free. Actually, we'll go ahead and... Alright, so that's going to eat up the rest of my money, but we'll go ahead and give them reboard farmers more rifles. Just realized we can give... What do we give them in the endurance? Oh no! I just realized I just spent all my money. Now I won't be able to equip any more of my army. I don't really want to spend it on any of this stuff. Although I could. 11 on CS Richmond's. I might do that in some of the following battles. So yeah, that's actually all I can do right now. Because I can't afford any... Well, we'll get rid of their supply for now. Because I'm not going to use Longstreet's Corps in any of the next battles. Because I don't want to give them chief commanders. I want to at least have them at least lieutenant colonels. So let's do a lieutenant colonels. Actually, because of the size, we should actually go colonels. Just because we're doing 25,000 men. Which probably is a little less than they can handle anyway. In fact, let's go ahead and give him ransom. Infantry brigade.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, at least do colonels. Alright, so I could at least build 2 more. And we should be able to bring in an artillery brigade as well. Because we do have these 15 Napoleons.
Yes, sir.
Give them 15. And we can afford a lieutenant colonel. And there we go, 15 gun battery. So we use the 3rd Corps to supply the 1st and 2nd Corps. Well, we use some of the 2nd Corps to build out the 1st Corps. I just realized, crap. Alright, now we're at full strength in the 2nd Corps. And then we use the 3rd Corps to strengthen up the 2nd Corps to full strength. And now we're starting to rebuild our 3rd Corps now. So there you have it. Now, I think for this next battle, let's see very quickly. Of course, we're going to Antietam. First, we have Chantilly. That makes sense. And then we have the weapons factory. Harper's Ferry. Alright, so we have Harper's Ferry, well, Chantilly, then Harper's Ferry, and then, of course, the Grand Battle of Antietam. Let's take a look to see what we have. So we have to bring in the 3 corps again. Left, right, and center. So it's like, hopefully we can bring that number down. But currently we have 60,000 soldiers against the enemy's 96,000 soldiers to be able to bring in for this battle. That's gonna be this one's gonna be a tough one. Antietam will be fun. All right. But we could bring in up to 5 brigades. I don't think we'll get to even a 4th brigade by the time we get to Antietam. We'll probably still be filling out the 3rd because, let's see, Chantilly is only going to give me another 5,000 men, assuming I don't have to replace most of those. And the weapons factory is also, so I'll get almost 11,000 men over the next 2 battles, plus the 16. So I'll have about, assuming I don't lose too many men over the next 2 battles, I have the ability to add about 13,000 more men to my army. Unless I might try and save up any reputation I get through the next 2 battles to be able to bring in, maybe use my reputation to get this as well. So I might have close to 15,000 more men added to my army. That's still going to outnumber me significantly. Although Chantilly should be a more defensive battle, so hopefully I won't lose too many. And then, of course, the weapons factory will be offensive, but we should have the better ground, assuming it plays out historically. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So our next campaign is, of course, the Maryland campaign, which will conclude with Antietam. But that's going to be it for now. That's all we can do. So we'll play the Battle of Chantilly next time. Like I said, maybe use my 2nd Corps for that, seeing as And I might throw in a lot of these overstrength cores, like that way I don't have to do too many troop replacements. Like I'll send them the entire 4th Division, although they do have the worst weapons. I think that'll be alright, especially in a defensive battle. Alright, we're going on 40 minutes, so thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a good one. This is General History, signing out. Bye-bye.